Hello everybody and welcome in. How are we all doing this fine weekend? It's Saturday, and as you can see, that means it's race day here at GT45 Gaming and the Gtrc, the Gran Turismo racing community. So, huge announcement, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, it's the second half of our championship season here for the first season in 2023 at the Gran Turismo racing community, and we're going to kick it off with round one of the newest mini championship series, the Radical Supercup. As on your screen in front of you, you see we're on board with Piggins. As literally they've just started qualifying. I'm a little bit behind today. I ran into some technical issues going live today, so we're skipping a few of the processes here during the race. But it's the Radical Supercup. I don't know what the fuel and tire is right offhand here. I'll have to do some research during the broadcast, but as you can see, we have some lag in the lobby here today for sure. That doesn't mean that's what it looks like on the driver's side of things, but it definitely looks like that on my side of things, so that's unfortunate. I do apologize in advance. It is what it is there. We've got, looks like 12 drivers on track. Fantastic. That's what we love to see. Nice big full grids here, so let's just bring up some information for y'all. Alright. We got some shout outs here we want to catch up on too. These were off stream throughout the week here. We have BB Ha, we have Sean Swift, and we have Lakush Raha coming in with the follows on the page throughout the week here as well. Those are the ones that just popped up anyways, so welcome to the Winter Circle community, everybody. We appreciate y'all. We have one of our drivers having a little issue coming into the corner here, so we're going to stay on board with Piggins. And we're at Road Atlanta here today, so we're all the way over in the Americas and Michelin Motor Speedway, Road Atlanta. So Piggins is leading the way here as we're just coming up in to the chicane, leading up to the little uphill, downhill, right hand couple corners to the start finish line. This is an interesting racetrack. It looks like a chicken leg, as you can see on the top right hand side of your screen there, but it's interesting racetrack, and I think these cars will be really well suited for it actually. So the Radicals, you know, they're a fun little car. They're a mid-rear engine car, so the engine's right basically behind the driver there. As you can see, as Piggins coming around to start its qualifying lap here, so this is officially, to start his second qualifying lap, so 126.8 from Piggins there. That puts Bo in second. We got Hair Razor just coming around in third. We've got Action Jackson just popping down to fourth. There's Petrolheads come into pole. We have Puzzlement here in seventh. Trone going up into sixth. Ooh, we got Supra getting all kinds of crazy here. Got Mike at P11, and we got Doug just coming out of pit lane here, so maybe changing tires. I'm not sure what the deal is here, but what I do know, ladies and gentlemen, and there is a mandatory pit stop here in the series during the races here in the mini, the Radicals, sorry. Oh, Piggins must have made a mistake there. He's just letting some drivers go by. So Petrolhead currently sitting on pole, but he's got a half-second penalty there, so 126.3 from Petrolhead here. So again, these are cars that we're seeing in real life. They're raced all over the world still currently to this day. There's probably series just starting up and ongoing right now. Of course, as many of you that are Super GT fans out there in the YouTube world very well know that he's been dabbling in the Radical racing in real life now as well. So GG's to him, and always enjoy watching those videos when he posts them myself. So they're a fun car, you know. They're kind of like the starter kit into racing, so to speak. They're like the Miatas. The Radicals are much of the same thing. You know, they get thrown into these cars. They're a very difficult car to drive. They're very light in the front end, which means it's hard to get that nose to really get down into the corner, so you have to do all your braking in a straight line with these cars. You try to brake while turning, you're just going to lose the back end of this car, and it's going to be, well, you have a little chat with Barry R, or worse, another car on the racetrack. So it's a lot of throttle control and braking in a straight line and downshifting to get the car to rotate, and then back up shifting to get on the power safely with these cars, just because they're so light. They are fairly fun and efficient cars. You see Petrolhead's going to take the other line there as he made a mistake coming into the corner. So got the Ghostbusters Radical here from Hair Razor. I love that. That looks great. Just chilling here right now. So yeah, going to be a 1 hour endurance race here today. That much I can tell you. We're on the racing medium tires. That's the only tire compound again that can be used, I believe. I could be wrong there. There is a mandatory pit stop. When those drivers choose to make that pit stop is up to them. There's no mandatory tire change. There's no mandatory fuel stop. it's just a mandatory, or maybe there is a tire change, mandatory tire change. There might be a mandatory tire change. But I know there's mandatory pit stops, so my fault for not being in tune with the series, but I'm just a busy guy. I got lots going on right now, so. We now have Bo Snipe sitting in pole position. He's at a 126 flat, basically a 126.092. Petrohead still sitting in second place. We got Hair Razor now up into third with a 26.395. Piggums is with a 26.8. Supra is sitting there with a 27.2. Got Apex Racing's Jakey, not sure what he's at, 127.2-ish. Type R's at 27.4. We have Mike with a 27.6. We've got Action Jackson with a 27.7. We've got Mr. Drone Kobe with a 28.1. Sarah with a 28.3. Puzzlement, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And Happy Pappy chilling. He's just chilling. So a penalty from Bo here. So that's going to be a chalked lap for him. Petro's on a purple sector here right now, so let's stick with Petrolhead for a minute and see if he can better Bo Snipe's time up ahead of him. Bo Snipe has a little over 2/10 of a second right now on the second place driver, Petrolhead here. So let's see if he can wheel one together here and steal that pole position from Bo Snipe, as Bo Snipe's on a chalk lap right now as well. We'll get some racing details for everybody on the screen in just a minute here. We'll bring it to the big screen when the race starts as well. Alright, I'm just going to go do a little quick check on the stream here. Make sure everything is running efficiently, that is. Victory Pace Racing coming in with that heart on the stream. We appreciate you guys over there at the VPR Racing Pit. Great group of guys over there. Great members of the community as well. The Petrolhead here doesn't look like he was going to get it there, 26.352, so he was a little bit off there. Where's Hair Razor at? He's coming towards the start-finish line here. We'll stick with Hair Razor. He's got a little bit to go yet, obviously, with that chicane. Let's see if we can catch that driver that's just going across here right now. I don't know which one it is. Apparently it's a mystery driver. Ooh, Pigham's now on pole position there. Ooh, with a little bit of a lag spike there, it looks like, too, as well in the lobby. So, Pigham's now is sitting in pole position with a 26.017, so 8/100ths faster than Bo Snipe. Now sitting in second place. He's still got 2/10 on Petrolhead. He's got less than a 10th on Hair Razor currently. Hair Razor's got a little gap there. It's 4/10 to Jakey. Jakey is just a hair above Doug right now. Doug is about 4/10 ahead of Mike. We got Mike, who's just a hair, a snifter ahead of Supra right now. Supra is about 2.5 ahead of Type R, who's 2/10 ahead of Snozzer, aka Action Jackson. Got Tron Kobe here in 11th place. Puzzlement in 12th. And nice, good consistency coming from Puzzlement there as well. And then we get Mr. Happy Pappy chilling, so he's going to start back of the pack here, it looks like, today. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Nope, doesn't look like it. There was just lag. There's going to be lag in the lobby, so it's going to be really hard to call this race here today because everybody's lagging on the racetrack here. So I don't know if it's just my internet's not good today or what's going on, but if you guys are having issues with the stream while you're watching, please don't hesitate to speak up in the chat. Let us know what's going on, so we can try to fix it for everybody. We just want you all to have the best viewing pleasure that you possibly can, of course, while you're sitting at home or at work or wherever it is that you're watching from. We do appreciate it. So Petrohead's now sitting in pole position. He's going to be the first driver to get into the 25s here. So it's 25.908 from Petrohead. And I'm thinking we're on our last couple laps here. We got Bo sitting in second place. We got Piggums in third. So Bo's just bettered Piggums there as well, and it's a 25.986. So Piggums is, let's stick with Piggums here, see if he can get an improvement on these times here on the drivers up ahead. So very tight to top three, top 3 for sure right now. We got Hair Raisers currently sitting in 4th. You got Jake sitting in 5th. Doug sitting in 6th. Those 3 very close together as well. There should be some good racing here today, it looks like, in these radicals. So we're just sticking with Pickham's here. He's just coming through the chicane, then he's just got this little uphill kink to the left. It's a slow undulating corner. You got to be careful it doesn't get you out. If you don't put enough steering input in, you'll just float off into the grass off the edge of that high hill there, and it's going to be an improvement. It's 25.986. Tied with Bo Snipe for second place here, but because Bo got the time first, I think that's going to be Bo Snipe in second place. Really loud. Now that the streamer can't hear because he is deaf. Nick, what's up, my guy? How you doing, buddy? Coming in with that thumbs up on the stream. We got Petrolhead in pole position. We got Bo sitting in second, Pigham sitting in third, and tied with our second place drivers. So Bo Snipe got the time first. That's going to put him in second place as Pigham's in third. We got Hair Raiser in the Ghostbusters car here in fourth. We've got Apex Jakey in fifth. We've got Doug Burrow sitting in sixth. Now, Doug Burrow was our BMW Mini Series champion in the first half of the season here, so congratulations to Doug Burrow as well. Got Mike there in seventh. We've got Supra here in eighth place. We've got Type R in ninth. We have Action Jackson, aka Snozzer, here in 10th. Nice grid today. We got Trone Kobe, the old Cleveland Browns radical, here in 11th. We've got Puzzlement here in 12th place, and Happy Pappy, who didn't put a qualifying time in this week, is going to start at the back of the grid here today. So pop in real fast, kind of say, hey, we appreciate you, my man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you, the fam, and Little Ghost are having a great weekend. Alright, so some donuts coming from Petrohead here. He's just, having some fun with that radical. Gonna burn off those quality tires. Obviously, they're not planning on using those tires during the race, so let's go jump out and take a quick little look at the race settings here real quick for everybody so we know what's going on a little better here. It's 5 times weather, it's late morning, it's random weather. Grid with full start check. 8 liters a second is the refueling speed. So it's 6 times tire wear and 5 times fuel consumption. Medium tires are the only tires used here. There is a mandatory pit stop again, and I believe it is followed with a mandatory tire change, but I could be wrong. I think it's just a mandatory pit stop, so that means these drivers literally can just do a stop and go, I think, and continue on with the race. Yeah, gonna be interesting. Well, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna go dabble in some manufacturer races here later this afternoon and see if we can damage our driver rating some more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting this race final. Let's get you over to the big screen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get ready to rumble here in Road Atlanta. Kick them tires, light them fires, let's go racing, chat. Radical Supercup round 1 here from the GTRC starts now. 13 drivers on the grid, and we're off and we're green and we're racing, and everybody gets a clean start. It's going to be Petrohead in the lead from pole position here, and Piggums is going to eep out here into second place over Bo Snipe. Now these two had the exact same time in qualifying, so side by side as we come around turn 1 into the downhill S's. Hair Raiser there in 4th place as well, and we're just going to kind of try and keep our eye on the field here as everybody's coming through. Everybody's playing pretty nice here so far. Alright. So, Petrohead very early lead, 1.2 seconds. Piggum's in second place. We got Bo Snipe in third. Hair Raiser in fourth. Jakey moving up into, staying in 5th place there. Just defending Doug's charge off there, it looks like. Supra under fire from Mike here. So, battle for 7th and 8th places. We're coming down into the right-handers here. This is a double sweeping right-hand apex corner to take us right back around in the other direction here. And oh boy, the lag is going to be difficult here for these drivers to navigate, I think, a little bit. But Supra's just going to sit tight here as Mike gets the job done there in P7. He's going to settle back into 8th place. Let's go back. We've got Type R here in 9th place. He's very closely followed by Snozzer and Trone Kobe in 11th. Great shot by the camera crews. We got a battle there for 2nd and 3rd place. Let's get on that battle as Piggums goes up the inside here. No, he goes on the outside to get the job done as we're coming into the chicane. My apologies, I'm a little turned around here today. We got, but he makes a huge mistake there and gets that car into the dirt. So Bo Snipe's going to get into second place there, and it's going to be a whole lot of positions lost there, unfortunately for Piggums. So let's go take a look at that. He's having a great battle here with Bo Snipe coming into the chicane. And it just looked like he tried to get onto the power just a smidge early there maybe, and the back end, oh yeah, just a little wiggle there, and into the dirt it went, and just trying to get on the track safely. There was Piggums, so great job there by Piggums, and he is dropped down into P8, so second to 8th place there, as that was an unfortunate incident there for Piggums. So we got Petrohead still in the lead, open up that gap a little bit more now, 2.5 seconds to Bo Snipe in second. Jakey now up into third place here, with that, of course, unfortunate incident there from Piggums. We got Doug in fourth here. And these top five still very close together. Hair Razor in P5 here, so he's dropped a couple of positions while we were watching that replay there of that battle between Piggums and Bo Snipe. We've got Mike here now up into 6th place as well with that for a little incident there for Piggums. We got Super in 7th, and that leaves Piggums in 8th place chasing here. We've got a battle here between Tron, Kobe, and Snozzer for 10th and 11th place here right now, and Snozzer still in beside here, so let's see which one of these two drivers is going to get it done as we come into the, I believe it's the right-hander here. Oh, it's the chicane. This track is very short. It's going to be a long race here tonight. Hey, let's go, Bo, says Madeline. Let's go racing. Appreciate you, Madeline. Hope you're doing fantastic today. So here we go. Tron Kobe on the road. He's going to defend that position from Snozzer or finally get the job done, whichever way you want to look at it. But great battle between those two. Puzzlement is sitting in nice and tidy right in behind here in 12th place. And Mr. Happy Pappy in 13th here, so a little bit off the pace currently here right now on the racetrack, but it is Petrohead in the lead. So again, there is a mandatory pit stop here in the series. When the drivers choose to make that stop, entirely up to them. If they choose to take tires and fuel, I believe entirely up to them, but the stop has to be made. Hair Razor in 5th, we've got Mike here in 6th, we've got Piggums in 7th, we've got Type R in 8th, we've got Trone here in 9th, we got Snozzer in 10th, aka Action Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. We have Puzzlement up into 11th place, so she's taking advantage there. Super's dropped all the way down here to P12, so a mistake made by Super somewhere along the way, and that allows Pappy to close in on him just 3 seconds in behind. So Petrohead is very, very quickly up the road here. He is 4 seconds in the good right now, just under. And currently the fastest driver on the racetrack right now with a 126.2, clean air, no pressure, can just definitely work on putting in some good quick laps. Meanwhile, we've got a little juicy battle happening here. Jakey now up into 2nd place, Bo Snipe in 3rd with Doug in 4th and Hair Razor in 5th, and all 4 of these cars are basically nose to tail here as we're entering the end of lap 3 to start lap 4 here as we come around the corner, and boy, the lag is a little bit bad here today. Hashtag help us out here, PD. Let's fix the servers up a little bit, please. So, Bo Snipe here in 3rd place, Doug in 4th. He's just chilling here. He's just tucked in that slipstream doing his thing right now. Hair Razor, much as such a great livery. That's definitely my favorite livery on the racetrack right now is that Ghostbusters livery, chat. That is a beauty. That's a beauty. Got that lovely Red Bull from Piggums, the classic Red Bull. We always see that coming from Piggums, so always see Red Bull on the track when Piggums is around. We got Mike here in P7 as well. Royal Bank of Scotland, it says on the side of that car. Oh, there we go. Battle between Tron and Type R. So this is a battle for 8th and 9th place here. Here we go. And we're going to see these all day long here with these cars. They're very strong in the slipstream. Once they start to grab slipstream, they pull into each other really quickly. And it's going to be an incident there for Tron Kobe as he ate just a little too much curb there. And that's super unfortunate there for Tron Kobe as he was having a healthy battle there. Let's go take a look at that there again as he just gets ahead of Type R here. And oh boy, that's what Type R had to deal with as Tron Kobe comes shooting across the track there. And close moments here so far today in the Radical Round 1. And we're only 6 minutes into this race already. King Kong, what is up, baby? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing fantastic, my dude. Good luck in your races if I don't catch you beforehand. we've got Petrolhead, and he's looking real strong here right now, about 3.5 seconds up the road. But Apex Racing's Jakey starting to close in. Paymay coming in with that heart, thumbs up on the stream as well. We appreciate you, my guy. And Doug Barrow here in now third place. He's gotten his way around Bo Snipe as well. So Bo Snipe finding his way, falling down through the field a little bit here in the early goings of the race. And now he's got pressure from Hair Razor here just in behind. So let's jump on board of this Radical here with Hair Razor as he's trying to close up. Ooh, boy, a little bit of a... Ooh, had to gather that car up. And that's going to cost him a little bit here. As you can see, Pigham's now up at a P6 trying to catch back up to the front pack here. So Hair Razor, that cost him a little bit of time there on Bow Snipe. And just as we jumped on board with him there, he had a little moment. So gathered the car up and kept it in the right direction. But Pigham's definitely chasing here now. So let's jump on board with Pigham's here. As you can see, that's what he sees right now. As you can see that pack up ahead of him here. A great little shot right here from the cockpit angle, actually. In these Radicals, it's just a little bit kind of what it looks like when you're sitting behind the wheel of these things, really, chat. It's not too far off, actually. So visual-wise, Gran Turismo, spot on the money, man. Looking great, looking great. Alright, so as Piggins is trying to reel Hair Razor in here in 5th place, we're coming around the final couple corners of chicane, and then this uphill blind right-hand corner coming back downhill to lead you into this full speed final corner here. You just want to clip that apex right there and just let the car float out wide. Try to get as much momentum as you can around the corner coming into turn 1. This one's a little bit different. You're just letting off the throttle, a little braking just to keep the rotation where you need it, and then you're back on the throttle here. And then this S section is a little wonky. You're hard on the brakes here. You got to clip that apex back on the throttle and just take this thing around. Might be a little lift, I'm not sure, in these cars because I haven't ran on this track with these cars yet, just to get yourself settled into the S's. And then some braking down into 3rd gear here, and then probably right back up into 5th gear if I'm not mistaken. No, we're just going to see a 4th gear shift here from Pigham's. Alright, so let's jump on board with our race leader here as he comes around, and he's looking solid right now. 26.091, fastest lap on the racetrack. You can see there's still cars off in the distance and behind him there, but a healthy little gap right now from the pack as we come around. So it's just the longest straightaway here again at Road Atlanta. It's probably pretty much the only straightaway, really. There's a little bit of one between turns 1 and then the S sector, I guess, and a little bit of a straightaway before the double apex. 180 degree corner taking us back up into this point of the racetrack, but just nice and smooth. I know it's hard to tell right now with a little bit of side to side lag, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. Unfortunately, that's beyond my control as a spectator, so we're at the mercy of the internet here today. Apparently 126.3 as Petrohead comes, so let's stay on board with Petrohead here coming into turn 1. Again, high speed corner. You just want to maximize the corner and just make sure you don't have too much momentum going in to push wide into the grass. You want to set up, get on the brakes, try to catch that apex, and just back on the throttle. You just want to hit every little apex on the way through here. Now following that dark line in the racetrack, that is the racing line. That's going to keep you at least in the right direction around these blind corners, especially. We're coming uphill. We got a blind little sector right here. You come up over the hill, you can't see nothing happening in front of you. If a driver gets it wrong, is just sitting on the racetrack right there when you come over the hill. It could be a bad day. And then this is this double right-hand hairpin here, a fairly high-speed sector as well. You just get, again, it's a lot of brake throttle control this racetrack to really maintain momentum and rhythm around it. And of course, you want a great exit here to set up for this super long straightaway. And about maintaining that gap right now on Apex Racing's Jakey and behind currently in 2nd place. So Petrohead doing a good job here so far early on in the race. We're about 10 minutes into this 1-hour endurance race now. Again, it's 6 times fuel and 5 times tire. 6 times tire, 5 times fuel, pardon me. I had that backwards. So hard to say if tires are really going to factor into this race or not. I don't think fuel will, but it all depends on how each driver's driving their car, of course. But there is a mandatory stop, so at least a stop and go has to happen from every driver in the field here. We have Jakey here in 2nd place. Let's get our TV crew kicking here again. Hope they enjoyed their coffee. Back to work, guys and gals. Alright, Doug Barrow in 3rd place. He's starting to get a little bit of a gap here on this group here, but now we got Piggham's up into P5, so Piggham's has navigated his way around Hair Razor. Now he's working on Bow Snipe here. And this is tough. Dirty air, I'm not sure how dirty air factors into these cars. I'm assuming with that big front splitter on them, that dirty air does play into a factor. Probably gives the front end of these cars a little bit of a lighter sensation, which may allow them to not react as expected. in the situation. So the drivers have a lot to handle right now, especially Pigham's kind of being stuck right in the middle of a bunch of these guys. But these two have broken away from Hairraiser just a tiny little bit here. You can see a little bit of a trail break coming from Pigham's there to make sure he doesn't get into the back end of Bo Snipe in front of him there. And maybe just to get the car settled into the line he wanted there, a little bit of a wiggle coming from Pigham's there too as well. But Pigham so far doing a great job of recovering here. Went from 2nd to 8th, now back up into 5th place here. And just chilling right now in behind Bo Snipe. Maybe just waiting for an opportunity to arise. A mistake coming from this driver in front. Trying not to maybe force a battle to lose too much time here. But if he feels like he has pace, and he's going to want to get around quickly here. So, but in qualifying, we've seen him and Bo Snipe were battling quite hard there for that pole position, and at the end of the day, Petrohead ended up snaking it out from underneath of him. So, pole sitter sitting 3.3 seconds into good. So Apex Racing's Jakey starting to reel him in a little bit here. We've got Doug now in 3rd place. We've got this little battle here. Nothing quite brewing yet. We're trying to keep our eye on it, but Hairraiser's now back up in this. So again, just a little bit of patient driving happening here. That's going to keep these guys really close together for a while, but that might help them catch Doug up ahead of them here in 3rd place too as well. So that's about 1.5 seconds is that time gap right now. It's staying fairly steady at the moment. So I think a mistake made by Pigham's there. That's going to allow Hairraiser to get around him there. So Hairraiser's going to jump up into P5. And an unfortunate incident there for Pigham's as he just goes a little bit wide into the corner there. And Hairraiser had a position, and great job by those two not to make contact out of the corner. But Hairraiser's going to jump up and grab that P5 from Pigham's. So great job to him. Metha coming in with that like on the stream as well. How are you doing? Talk about OGs on the stream. Metha coming in, true OG here at the stream as well in our almost 2-year career here on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. So Apex Racing's Jakey here in 2nd place, 3.6 seconds. So he's giving a little, taking a little, depending on the lap here. Doug's about 3.5 seconds in behind Jakey, and he's about 2 seconds ahead of that pack of 3 in behind Bo Snipe, Hairraiser, and Pigham's. So Hairraiser now starting to put some pressure on Bo here. Let's see if Hairraiser's going to jump and try and make a move on Bo Snipe coming into turn 1 here. He's trying to get that position in on Bo Snipe here, and here we go. But it looks like Bo Snipe got a great run on the outside of that corner, and he's going to easily hold that position from Hairraiser. And Hairraiser's compromised tight line there actually allowed Pigham's to close right back up on his tail too. So open back up into a 3-way battle here now between these 3 drivers again. This is a very healthy race between these 3 at the moment. We have Mike here in 7th. He's about 6 seconds back. We've got Super back up into 8th here. He's about 9 seconds back of Mike. We got Trone about 3 seconds in behind the Supra. We've got Type R here in 10th. We've got Action Jackson in 11th, putting some pressure on him there as well. And Puzzlement right there just in behind these guys as well, still in 12th place. And Happy Pappy here in 13th in behind. So the action is definitely between that 3rd, 4th, 4th, 5th, and 6th place battle here right now. As we're just kind of keeping an eye on these top 3. They're managing quite well, but this battle right here is just absolutely beautiful. But eventually, you would think that these guys would be gaining on Doug Burrow a little bit here, but he continues to open the gap up on these guys a little bit. So I'm not sure what their strategy is here at the moment, but Pigham's has navigated around Hairraiser, so Pigham's back up into P5 here, Hairraiser back into P6, and both Snipes done a pretty good job at, I guess, maybe controlling the pace of the drivers in behind, or they're just doing a really good job at just being patient and sitting in behind here. It seems like these guys are only kind of swapping positions around right now when each other are making mistakes, so both Snipe so far hasn't done that up to this point. He's a little bit wider on that corner there. That might allow Pickham's to get a run coming up the hills here now into the braking zone. We'll have to see what kind of exit all 3 of the drivers get out of the corner here. Looks like Pickham's got a pretty good run on him there, but both Snipes are good drivers, so handling the pressure quite well here so far from Pickham's in 5th place and Hairraiser in 6th place. And these 3 are doing a fantastic job here driving in this little pack. And Doug's only 3.5 seconds up the road there, so we'll have to see at some point if this is going to start to help, or is Pigham's finally going to take a look here. Pigham's is going to go up the inside of Bo Snipe here, so Pigham's now looking for that 4th place position. Let's see if he can get the job done coming into the chicane. He's going to actually put him back on. Oh boy, we've seen this once already so far today. Piggums gets the run on him again. Candy made, yes, he holds the corner this time. All right, so we're not going to see a repeat from Piggums here this time. He definitely learned the first time around. He gets the job done around Bo Snipe, so it's going to be 4th place for Piggums as Bo falls back into 5th in this 3-way line. And Hairraiser's still just chilling there in 6th place right in behind. So again, these guys are just kind of swapping positions here. This is very cooperative passing at the moment from these 3 drivers. This is what it looks like when a pack of cars is working together to try and gain on the car in front here. When one makes a mistake, they let the other go through without a fight, and if one's making a move, they don't battle for it too much. It didn't really cost Piggums or Bo any time there. So we got Petrohead in 1st place. He's almost got 5 seconds on Jake here. Jake's almost got 5 on Doug. Doug's losing time now on this pack in behind. So 2 seconds. It was 3.5 seconds. So this pack is finally starting to get the job done here. And Piggums is opening up an immediate gap here too as well. Bo Snipe almost out of the slipstream of Piggums here as they come around the corner. So Piggums has finally decided, you know what, I think I got the pace. I'm just going to go around and I'm going to try and start to catch that top 3. We got Mike here in 7th. We've got Supra in 8th. Type R in 9th place. We've got Snozzer, aka Action Jackson, sitting here in 10th. We've got Puzzlement in 11th. As she comes around here, great looking radicals on the racetrack too, ladies and gentlemen. We got Tro and Kobe coming around here. He's in P12 at the moment, and Pappy here in 13th. So a little bit of separation in the back half of the field, but it's been a great little race there for 4th, 5th, and 6th place here so far in the slower parts of the race today. We don't have any special doodads for you guys and gals today. We don't have anything fancy for you guys today to throw up on the screen here. Just because we don't. It's just the way it is sometimes. It's just the way it goes. So we're just showing some good old-fashioned racing here today. We got Doug Burrow here in 3rd place. We got Piggums, and he is closed right up on Doug. So Piggums is decided that 12-second gap to the leader is a little too big maybe, and he's starting to put the loud pedal down here, and he is on the chase of Doug here for 3rd place. So Doug, who had a nice little cushion there for a little bit, has very quickly realized that cushion is disappearing. Bo Snipe and Hairraiser there in 5th, 6th place, still fairly close together. As well, Hairraiser just a little bit in behind, a couple car lengths in between those two, but this is definitely where our eyes are at right now. This is a battle for podium here currently with 41 minutes remaining in the race. We got Piggums and Doug side by side coming into the chicane, and here we go. Great job by these two. Ooh, tiny little touch there, I think, from the two of them. Oh, Doug manages to keep it together on the curbing there, and the lag is very tough here today, so I'm going to tell you the stewards, if there's any incident reports, are not going to have an easy job here today. We got Jakey in pit lane there, so Jakey's the first of the drivers to clear that mandatory pit stop, and he is on the road to try and get a race victory here. Let's see where that brings him out in the pack now. So it's going to be Petrohead in 1st, Piggums now in 2nd place, Doug in 3rd there, just in behind. Bo is just closed up on Doug a little bit here now, and of course he's bringing Hairraiser with him here in 5th place. So far so good for these 3 drivers. QCL Racing up the front half here right now. We got Mike in the 6th place, and just maintaining that 6-second gap so far here all race long. Supra in 7th. We have Jakey came out in 8th place. So after his pit stop, that's going to put him up into P8. We have Type R in 9th, and he's got Jackson right back on the bumper of him here again, and these two are going to re-engage this little battle that they were having here all race long. Little bits and pieces. They close up, they fight for a little bit, they get a little gap, they close up, they fight for a little bit, they get a gap, and they continue on here. So Snozzer, again, there we go. See, little gap just opened up on him there. You get a little bit of a better exit from Type R. Now, Type R is a really good defensive race car driver, so he's not easy to get around here either. And Snozzer's finding that out here. He's definitely had a good, healthy little battle with them here so far today. We got Petrohead jumping into pit lane. He's going to clear his pit stop here now. So a couple of our drivers getting that pit stop cleared out here so far. That puts Doug up into 2nd, Bo Snipe up into 3rd, Hairraiser up into 4th. Let's see where Petrohead gets released here as he's coming out of pit lane. Supra has about 30 seconds in behind Petrol here, so our top 6 very quickly. Got away from this pack here early on in this race. 3% fuel in that car. Jakey now up into P6 with those couple of pit stops. We have Petrol in 7th. We've got Snozzer getting around Type R here in 8th place. Let's see if we can find that pass. Oh, and we just catching the tail end coming out of the final corner, coming across the start-finish line. Side by side coming into turn 1, of course, Snozzer with the ultimate, with the passing line there on the inside of the corner. Absolutely maximizes that corner and negates any attempt at a return move there from Type R in behind. That was some great racing right there between those two drivers. And Snozzer's finally found his way around, and back up the road he goes. Type R now chasing. That puts Puzzlement up into 10th place, and she has thrown Kobe right on her tailpipe here. So let's see if these two work together, or if Throne Kobe's going to make his way around Puzzlement here as we're coming around this double hairpin, and then we're going to have a long straightaway run here. So great opportunity for Throne to set up a move here now, heading into that chicane. There we go. He's going to take the slingshot from the slipstream there, and he is just going to say thank you. I'm just going to take that as we head into the chicane here. Ooh, you got it a little bit wrong, and that is going to be a response there from Sarah. She's going to be like, oh, okay, well, thank you. I'll take P10 back, sir. And that's going to put Throne Kobe and Sarah, Puzzlement, pardon me, into pit lane. So, there we go. A bunch of drivers starting to clear those pit stops here now as we get into this race. Come on, TV guys. There we go. So, Pigham's owing a pit stop. Bo owing a pit stop. Jakey has pit. Petrol has pit. Doug has just pit. Hairraiser has pit. Mike has pit. Supra has pit. Snozzer has pit. Puzzlement is in pits right now. Trone has pit. Pappy is in pit lane here right now. So Pigham's and Bo Snipe and Type R looking like they're the only drivers remaining to owe pit stops here today in the race. So we're going to see them coming very soon here. As you can see, ooh, Pigham's got a little bit wobbly there. That might be the leg we just seen there, but Pigham's now going to come in and make his stop. So Bo's going to take it around one more time here as he comes around the racetrack. Pigham's in pit lane. We got Jakey. He made that first pit stop very early on. We got Petrolhead chasing here in 4th place. We got Type R right there in 5th. He still owes a pit stop, I believe. Yes. All right, so Doug has made that pit. Hairraiser has made that pit. It's just both Snipe now, and I believe Type R that owe those pit stops. So, and Type R making that pit stop here right now, and both Snipe, as we can see on the screen in front of us, will be making that pit stop here very shortly as well. Not aware of this series. Looks fun. Yeah, well, hit me up in the Discord server after, Ginger. I'll send you over there if you want to come and race in it, man. It's just a little 6-week series. It's every other weekend, so the next race will be in 2 weeks. Yeah, let me know. Hit me up in the Discord after, and I'll set you up with the boys if you want, Ginger, for sure. How you doing, Susie? Hope you're doing fantastic. Thumbs up on the stream. We appreciate you. We're just checking on the streams, making sure everything's working. Fantastic. Got Madeline coming in with that heart on the stream as well. Everything's looking good. All right, rock and roll. Bo Snipe coming into pit lane here. Like I said, I don't think he can take that car around one more time, so I should give Jakey the race lead here now as he comes around. And interesting strategies I'm seeing so far from some of the drivers here. You guys can see the same thing I can see on the stream, but I guess the question is, are you noticing the same things I'm noticing while we're watching the race here? Jakey, when he made his pit stop, definitely took fuel, but he did not take tires there, so he saved himself an extra 3 to 5 seconds not taking tires in pit lane. He's going to go ahead of Bo Snipe there. So is Petrolhead, but Bo's is going to be leaving pit lane here shortly, so I think Petrol should be fine getting out ahead here. Bo's just coming out now. Where is Doug? Just coming up to start straight here, so There we go. It's going to be very close. Doug has third place. He's at speed, so he's just going to beat Bo Snipe out of pit lane here. So he's going to move up into third place. Bo Snipe's going to drop in behind and settle in here in fourth place. Got Hair Razor here in fifth. I love this Ghostbusters car. Favorite car on the track today. Definitely belongs to Hair Razor for the commentator here. That car is absolutely great. Big fan. Big fan. Pigham's here in sixth place. He's only about 1.5 seconds in behind Hair Razor here in that Red Bull livery, of course, as well. We got Mike here. He's the Royal Bank of Scotland livery. Supra, I think that's a Momo or a Nomo. Momo? I'm not sure which one it is. Momo. The Momo livery. I'm not sure what Action Jackson's got going on here. Just a nice, plain, simple livery. I can't quite read what it says on the back end of that radical there. Of course, the old Cleveland Browns livery from Tyrone Kobe, the classic Tyrone Kobe livery here. We got Type R here in 11th place as well. Puzzlement here in 12th place, and Pappy still in pit lane. So some form of issue maybe potentially from that radical right now, as the crew is working on it to try and get it back out on the racetrack here. So just falling laps behind right now is Happy Pappy. But Petrolhead back in the race lead here, so I'm not sure how that happened. Jakey must have had a moment and found himself in second place all of a sudden. Doug here in third place, 7 seconds away from Jake. So a little bit of a spread between first, second, and second to third. And then it's only 1.3 seconds from third to fourth. Of course, Bo Snipe just trailing in the distance. Hair Razor about the same distance in behind in fifth place. And Pigham's just a smidge further behind him in sixth place in behind. Got Mike here in seventh. We've got Supra here in eighth. We've got Snozzer in ninth place. We've got Tyrone sitting in 10th. We've got Type R here in 11th. Puzzlement in 12th. So 13 started the grid here today. We're down to 12 drivers remaining on the grid here today. So it is Petrolhead leading the way here in P1. Ooh, he's lucky he did not lose that car right there as he went a little bit wide coming out of that final corner. And the lag in the lobby is really bad today. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Worse than I've seen in a while in any lobby here. Hair Race has always been a great host here at the GTRC. I'm not sure why the lobby is struggling here today. Again, I think it's something beyond our control. So, got Bo here in fourth place. We've got Hair Razor in fifth. That was a big spike right there, as you see Bo Snipe just shoot straight sideways there. And yeah, hopefully we get this sorted in the update coming up here in April from the game. A little more stability in the lobby would be good for everybody involved, of course. We've got Mike here in 7th place. We've got Supra here in 8th. We've got Snozzer in 9th. I think that says Runestone, but I'm not sure. Tron Kobe in P10. We've got a half a race left here, and it's quite spread out. So it'll be interesting to see if pit stops change that at all. Penalty serve there for Petrolhead, so that's gonna slow down his charge up there in first place a little tiny bit. But I mean, he's got a cushion right now. He's got a 9-second gap. That's a cushion. But Jakey closed up a fair bit of time there with him serving that penalty, about a second, maybe a little more. So down to 8 seconds is that gap now, and Jakey is in go mode here as he's trying to reel Petrolhead down in first place. We got Doug here in third right now, and he's doing good at holding his own here in P3. He's about 2 seconds ahead of Hair Razor here in fourth place, who's obviously just found his way around Bo Snipe recently. Bo Snipe just tucked in behind here in fifth. Let's stick with this for a minute, see if Bo Snipe has a response here for Hair Razor. And Pigham's just a little bit off in the distance there. You can see that radical coming around the corner a little bit sideways. In a sense, it's kind of the way you need to drive these cars to really maximize their momentum out of the corners, but there's a fine line between, I guess, controlled and uncontrolled slide in this car. Ooh, and a half-second track limit penalty there for Bo Snipe, as I'm not sure where he picked that up exactly, but definitely unfortunate there, as he's going to ruin his charge to Hair Razor up there in P4, and then that's going to allow Pigham's who's only 2.3 seconds in behind, to really close up on Bo Snipe and maybe start applying some pressure here. Snozzer starting to close in on Tron Kobe here as well. 1.2 seconds is that gap here, so kind of monitoring that as we continue watching what's going on around the racetrack here. We got Type R in 11th place here, and Puzzlement in 12th. She's doing a fantastic job here. And Happy Pappy just not having a good day by the looks of it there. You see that penalty served there by Bo Snipe. Very crucial there moment for him, as Pigham's now within a second of Bo Snipe here, and that's almost slipstream range here now for Pigham's, as he's just on the tail end of that range at the moment here. And the race very settled down here in the middle stages. Not surprising. It's usually what we see in these parts of these endurance races like this. Everybody's in their rhythm, their strategy, their pace here. The gaps are the gaps. They're doing what they can to close them up and manage them. Doug here in 3rd place. Looks like he's actually closing in on Jake a little bit now. Hair Razor's losing touch a little bit with Doug there in 3rd place, but Hair Razor has a little bit of clean air right now, so he can really just put his head down and try to focus on gaining on 3rd place here, but not allowing Bo Snipe and Pigham's to catch up. So Bo here, he's kind of the driver really who's under fire the most at the moment on the racetrack here, and it's Pigham's, and Pigham's is just a second outside here, so Bo's doing a pretty good job at maintaining that gap to that 6th place driver currently there after having to serve that penalty. But there's moments where Pigham's is closer and then further and then closer and then further, so strengths and weaknesses of each driver in certain parts of the racetrack as well, of course, which allows for these time differences on the racetrack at the end of the day. Of course, mistakes made by the drivers could change all that up as well. So I'm not sure who they're catching up to up front there, but I believe that's Hair Razor we just see just up ahead. Maybe not. Let's go through our field here for a second and take a look at who that could be. That must have been Hair Razor I seen just off in the distance from Bo Snipe. There it is. It is Hair Razor just up ahead there. So there we go. Kind of a little bit of what it looks like. Some of these guys starting to close back up on each other just a tiny little bit here. Pigham's with a half-second track limit penalty there now. So Pigham's now starting to make some work to gain on Bo Snipe there, and he's going to have to work just a little bit harder after he serves that penalty there. So all that time he gained back on Bo Snipe, he's just going to give right back up there with that half-second track limit. So unfortunate there for Pigham's. And there's just not a lot happening right now on the racetrack. Snozzer here, 2.1 seconds in behind Tron. And Trone now has a half-second track limit penalty, so that might allow for Snozzer to gain pretty good here. So we got Jakey coming into pit lane here. There you go. So the penalty was just served right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we're seeing that time split drop so significantly. So Snozzer now, aka Action Jackson, is within that slipstream very comfortably here of Trone Kobe up ahead. So it's 0.6 of a second is that gap right now. Basically a car's width between the two of them here. As we enter the final corner to start lap 25, and very, very in the grasp of the slipstream of Trone Kobe is Action Jackson here. So let us take a little look here as they come around. Snozzer? Maybe that's Tagger. I can't remember who that is. No, I think it's Action Jackson. Well, if I've been saying it wrong the whole time, I apologize. Ooh, mistake there by Trone Kobe. So that's going to be Snozzer moving up into a 9th place position there after that little bit of an oopsie there from Trone Kobe. And he is still trying to sort that car out after that. After going just wide into the corner there. So let's take another look at that. Heading up into the braking zone. Just missed a turn in. He's going to get on the curbing there. And oh, just couldn't keep the car together. Whew, that was a tough gig right there for Trone Kobe as he finds himself now sitting in 10th place. Type R right on his tail here. In 11th, we've got Sarah Puzzlement here in 12th place. And I think Petrohead's in between Puzzlement and Type R here right now. So the gap is 15 seconds from Doug right now in 2nd place. Doug has 5 seconds on Hairraiser, so Hairraiser's 20 seconds in behind Petrol. Pigums is now up into 4th place. He's 25 seconds in behind. Mike is 31, Super's 39. Jake is 43 seconds in behind our race leader here. So taking an early pit stop was Jake. We'll have to see how all of these strategies start to play out now as we are getting close to the point where we're going to start seeing that final set of pit stops coming in, and where our drivers all settle into the race from there. Ooh, Trone making another mistake up ahead of Type R and Petrolhead here. So Petrolhead just getting on the outside of Type R there. Now Petrolhead will be working on Trone Kobe next. And Trone's going to make that easy as he goes really wide on the corner there. So Petrol's just going to find a nice easy route around the lap traffic there, and he's going to continue down the road. We got Doug here in 2nd place. Got Hairraiser in 3rd place. We got Olander coming in with the like and the share on stream. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're doing fantastic here today. We got Pigums here in 4th place, and was in 2nd there for a bit. Dropped down to 8th place with an incident and finds himself back up into P4. So pretty good recovery here so far from Pigums. We got Mike now up into P5, and consistency has been really key for him here today. Supra with a half-second track limit penalty here, so not ideal for him as Apex Jakey's closing in. That's going to get Jakey close enough to him to start thinking about being in that slipstream range here. When Super has to serve that penalty. So Jakey will be looking for another position, and that's actually right now. So you can see how quickly that timing gap comes down here as he serves that half-second penalty, and you can see it's down to 1.8, 1.7. It could be 1.6, maybe even 5 by the time we get to the chicane here. Not quite. 1.5 seconds, yeah. So that half-second penalty cost about 1.2 seconds there. You can see Super's just going to dive into pit lane, which is perfect for Jakey, so now he doesn't have to fight to try and get around Supra either, so he just gets to free pass around, gets clean air, gets to keep that nice tight momentum racing line, and he just gets to continue trying to take down that 11-second gap from Mike in 5th place, now up ahead of him. Both Snipe's going to come around. He's in 7th place. He's made, I believe, his final stop of the race. Super's just doing his thing there right now. We got Snozzer coming around here in 9th. That should give him position on Supra as well. And then we've got Type R and Tro and Kobe here in 10th and 11th place now. So Type R and Tron, who's going to get the better run here is what I'm waiting for. It looks like Type R got a good run coming out of that final uphill sector there, and he's just going to manage to keep Tron Kobe I think far enough in behind here not to make a move into turn 1. We'll see though. You can see Slipstream is definitely playing in here. He is closing up real quickly on Type R here as we come into the first corner. And Tron using all that racetrack there to try and gain as much momentum as he can here on Supra in 9th place. But Type R. But Type R is doing a pretty good job here so far at just keeping Tron Kobe out of striking distance at the moment. Let's get back up front. It's Doug in the lead now, 5 seconds from Hair Razor, who's now in 2nd place. We're starting to see the drivers make those final pit stops here now. Mike, Piggums, and Petrohead in the pit lane. So that's going to put Jakey coming around here. That should put him up ahead of these drivers, but we don't know what kind of strategy these drivers are on. I believe Petrohead is going to come out just ahead of Jakey here, and that is correct. So it is 7 seconds is that gap. So Jakey closed about a second in, so gained about a second on the undercut strategy from Petrohead up ahead of him. Puts Piggums about 2 seconds in behind Bo Snipe, and that puts Bo Snipe about 10 seconds in behind Jakey here currently. So Mike comes out. Oh, the 3-second pit lane penalty, and that is devastating right there for Mike here. But he has a good enough gap right now on Supra that it won't cost him a position. Action Jackson here in pit lane. Let's see where Type R comes around here now. That should give him that position back on Action Jackson. And Puzzleman's going to come around and grab position there too, as Snozzer's just coming out of pit lane here. Tron making his pit stop. Happy is still. They're still looking at that car. Doug Burrow 6 seconds now in the good here in the race lead with about just under 17 minutes remaining. The Ghostbusters car is on the charge here in 2nd place. He's just got to go catch that ghouly Doug Barrow there up ahead of him in the lead at the moment. Ooh, big slide there coming from Hair Razor. Did he keep that underneath of him? It looks like he did there, but that's going to allow Petrohead in behind to start to close up. 15 seconds is that gap though, so looking real strong so far here as Petrohead. Jakey is 6.4 seconds in behind him here. So Jakey has a tough road to gather up Petrohead up ahead of him there in 3rd place. We got Bo here in 5th. We've got Piggums in 6th. We've got Mike in 7th. We've got Supra here in 8th. Just about getting it all wrong there, but he gets it back on the track and keeps on going. Got Type R here now in 9th place. We got Puzzleman here in 10th. She's making her final stop, I'm assuming, here today in the race. That should give Snozzer the position back. We got Doug and Hair Razor now coming into pit lane here as well. So Snozzer will grab that position. Tron Kobe here in 12th, and he's getting away with that blue flag. So he's got somebody catching up to him here. We have Petrohead here in P1. He's got they got Jakey on him here, the second place driver here currently. So, ooh, almost got it a little bit wrong there as he almost overcooked the corner there, getting around Puzzlement there. But he is 5.8 seconds in behind Petrolhead here now in the lead of this race. Doug's in third place. He's going to have to navigate Puzzlement here if he catches up to her as well. That puts Hairraiser into P4 with Bull Snipe chasing in 5th. That leaves Pigums here in 6th. Mike in 7th. We've got Supra here in 8th. We've got Type R in 9th. We've got Snozzer in 10th. We got Puzzlement in 11th place. And oh, the 3-second pit lane penalty there. That's devastating. And that's going to allow Tron Kobe to gain about 5 seconds on her when she has to serve that penalty. So not ideal for Puzzlement, unfortunately. So it's Petrohead in the lead. He's looked good all day long in this Radical. The strategy has put him right back where he's seemed most comfortable here today, and that's leading this race here at Road Atlanta. So good job here from Petrohead so far as he's coming around to start lap 32? Lap 32 here on the racetrack. We got Jakey here in 2nd place. We've got Doug in 3rd. 4.1 seconds is that gap. Hairraiser here in 4th. 4 seconds in behind Doug. And I'm not sure he's got Puzzlement up in front here. We've got Bo Snipe here in 5th place, and he is just in behind Tron Kobe there as well. Pigham's in 6th, 5.4 seconds down the road. Mike here in P7. Big gap there, 13.7 seconds. So Pigham's has lots of room in behind him. We got Cody Bass coming in with the thumbs up on the stream. Hope you're doing fantastic. We've got Supra here in 8th place. My bad, my dude, as he comes around to start lap 32 himself. Type R here in 9th as he's just going to go and hit pit lane, it looks like. Nope, he's just going to cut that nice and short corner there, and he's going to just keep going. So it was an interesting line coming through there. He maybe made a mistake there. I'm not sure what was going on there. We got Snozzer here in 10th. Puzzlement has served that penalty, and you can see Tron closed up quite a bit with that 3-second penalty there from Puzzlement. So Tron is on the case, and now they got Bo Snipe coming in on him here now as well. And again, this is an interesting blue flag situation because the 2 cars up ahead of Bo Snipe are also positional cars. They're battling for position, so they do have the right for that battle up in front of Bo Snipe. Just because that blue flag's being waved doesn't mean that they have to stop their fight to let way to that driver. That driver's going to have to make a decision. He's going to have to either let these 2 battle it out, wait for that battle to finish, and then work his way around these 2, or he's just going to have to find his way around these 2 while they're battling. And it's going to be Tron Kobe up the inside here as we coming into the corner, and a little bit of a mistake made there by Puzzlement. And oh no, I think that went really badly for her there, and it did, as it puts Puzzlement into the wall there, but she's just going to let that car get by, and she's going to get back going again. And that was super unfortunate there, as she just caught a little too much curb there. It's unsettled her Radical and put her up on the right hand side wall there, but she's okay. She's back on the track and moving on. Apex Races Jakey, 5 seconds in behind Petrolhead, and he's running out of time. He's got 11.5 minutes remaining in this race, so if he's going to make it happen, he's got to really start to try and force the issue here a little bit. We got Doug Burrow in 3rd place. We got Hairraiser in 4th. Hairraiser's starting to slowly but surely close in on Doug. Bo here in 5th with Pigham's in 6th. We've got Mike in 7th. And a yellow flag up ahead of Mike here. So what has happened there? Blue flag car, I believe, having a little bit of an incident on the racetrack there. Supra here in 8th place. We got Snozzer in 9th, and he's getting thrown a blue flag now. So I'm not sure who it is catching up to him here. It is our race leader, actually, Petrohead here. So 4.5 seconds is the gap between him and Jakey. Jakey's now the fastest driver on the racetrack with a 25.467 as well. But right now it's this man leading the way here, Petrohead, as he is starting to close in on the 9th place driver, Snozzer, aka Action Jackson. Ooh, and look at that run he got right there. That was a great run. I think Action Jackson made a little mistake there, and he realized the leader was on him, and he just let him go by. So 3.8 seconds is that gap from second place Jake to first place Petrohead. Doug is now 10 seconds in behind, so Jake has definitely opened it up a little bit here. Hairraiser is 2.5 seconds in behind Doug, so slowly gaining on Doug. We have Bo just getting around Type R there. Hairraiser coming in on Type R there. Pigham's just 3 seconds in behind Bo here. We got Mike, who's just working his way around Puzzlement here at the moment. Supra here in 8th place. Snozzer in 9th. Type R here in 10th. Trone in 11th. We got Puzzlement here in 12th place. And Pappy doesn't look like he's going to make it back out on the racetrack here today. Alright, can Jakey reel him in? Let's go. Bo Snipe, says Nolander. He's looking good tonight. Petrohead in the lead. That was a 7-second gap, 6-second gap, I guess, when the pit stop sequences happened between Petrohead and Jakey. And over the last 4.5 minutes, Jakey's knocked that down to 2.5 seconds here. So Jakey is definitely on pace. The question is there enough time in the race for him to make something happen? We got Doug and Hairraiser fighting for third place here, and Hairraiser's going to get the job done on Doug Burrow here coming into the S's. Let's go take a look at that. Oh, and Doug made a crucial mistake there coming out of the corner. He picks himself up some dirty tires, and that gives Hairraiser all the motivation he needs to send that thing up the inside and get the job done there on Doug. So great move there by Hairraiser, and his battle back on just as we come back to it. These two are back at it again, and it's side by side between Doug and Hairraiser here now as we're coming into the chicane, but Hairraiser has the inside line into the first part of the chicane here. But can Doug hang it out there? Ooh, maybe a little bit of a touch between the two, I think, there. But they both settled back in. And, oh, boy, Doug's went a little bit wide there. But he manages to keep it all together. And that's going to be P4 here for Doug for the time being. So a healthy little battle there for third and fourth places. Hairraiser just nips underneath Doug there to grab that spot. And this is starting to heat up here. Jakey's 2.1 seconds in behind Petrohead. He can see him there now. And it is battle on. So as Jake comes over the hill, he can see the race leader there right now, and that is all the motivation you need when you're trying to win a race here. The race leader's there. You have 6 minutes remaining. Can you make something happen? Hairraiser getting away from Doug a little bit here, and now Bo Snipe drawing into Doug a little bit here in 5th place as well. Pigham's here in 6th. We've got Mike in 7th. We've got Supra in 8th. We've got Snozzer in 9th. We've got Type R in 10th. Trone's in 11th. Puzzlement's in 12th place. So it is Petrohead, and that gap is very quickly diminishing here. And Jakey is right in that slipstream range here now as we come around corner 1 to start lap 38. And the heat is on here now for Petrolhead as Jakey is tracking that first place driver. Ooh, here we go. He's in the slip. So basically, Jakey looks like he's setting him up for the long straightaway leading into the chicane here. Let's see if Jakey can get a good run on Petrol through these couple of corners here. If he can get the run on Petrol here, he might have a shot at a move going into the chicane. And he got a nice exit there, but so did Petrolhead. So here we go. It is on like a Donkey Kong, and he is in that slipstream, and Jakey is absolutely getting pulled closer and closer to the tail end of that radical in front of him. Let's see if he can make something happen here. Let's see if we see some defensive driving here. No, Jakey takes it on the outside, so there's no way that Petrolhead was going to give him the inside track, but Jakey has the speed coming into the corner, but that's going to put him on the outside of the corner. He's giving the inside line for the final part of the chicane. There's going to be a move done for P1 here by Apex Racing's Jakey, and he is going to slip ahead of Petrolhead, but Petrolhead isn't done with this yet. He is tucked right back in behind Jakey here, and he's like, hold on, we are not done here yet, mate. Just 1 second, you get back here. We're going to fight again. So he is closing in on Jakey here, and now it is nose-to-tail racing action here up front here for the race lead. And this is some good battle, and Jakey going defensive here coming into the corners. Jakey is more than well aware that Petrolhead is fighting back here, and now we have ourselves a good old-fashioned showdown for the next 3.5 minutes here for first and second place. And Petrolhead got a great run coming up the S's here. He's coming into the braking zone. Ooh, doggy, this is some great intense action right here at the end of the race, and he's going to take a look on the outside here. Can he get a run on Jake coming into the corner? No, Jake is going to break that slipstream. Jakey's going to pick up, no, it's going to be Petrolhead picking up the penalty. It's Petrolhead with a half-second track limit penalty, and oh boy, that is not what he wanted to see right here, right now, and these guys are in the thick of that fight for the lead, and Jakey's going to get an immediate little breather here, but Petrol gets a good run on Jakey here, and this is going to minimize the time loss that he's going to take to Jake here as they come across. So here we go. Watch how quickly Jake gets by here, though. Zoof, as he goes right through him as he's ghosted right there. And all right, let's see what that time gap is here. It's 4 tenths, 5 tenths. It's about 5 tenths of a second, so losing a little bit of time there, but not too much. So that was a great thinking there by Petrolhead as he knew he had to minimize the time loss there, and that's it. That's it. That little mistake might have cost him right there. He eating some grass, and Jakey's going to open that gap up now to 1.4, 1.5 seconds as they start lap 40 here. So Petrolhead 1.3 seconds in behind. Let's go see what's happening back here. We've got Hair Razor still in third place. We got Doug and Bo Snipe now engaged in a battle here for fourth and fifth place as well with 2 minutes remaining. So here we go. These pit stop strategies starting to really come into play here now at the end of this race, as we just had an absolutely smashing battle for first and second place between Jakey and Petrolhead. And if there wasn't for that track limit penalty, that battle would still be cooking here right now around this racetrack. So now it's Doug trying to hold off fifth place driver Bo Snipe here for fourth place. Ooh, it's getting a little intense around the racetrack. We got Pigham's just getting around Type R there. He's got no pressure right now. All these drivers back here just kind of chilling here right now. They don't have to worry about any battles for position. They just got to worry about getting around the boo. And Jakey making a big mistake, and it is battle back on here for the race lead. Jakey going off the corner into the grass. So Petrolhead's going to take the lead back from Jakey, and here we go again, chat. Race lead change. Oh boy, this is far, far, far from over. Jakey is going to have to tuck right back in behind Petrolhead, and he is only going to have one more lap to make this happen here now. This is going to be the final time around the racetrack when these guys cross the start-finish line. They'll have one to go. So it is a 8 tenths of a second gap. Jakey is running out of time here. Had the lead, made the mistake, gave it back. Petrolhead takes it away, and now Petrolhead trying to drive away with it. And oh boy, we got ourselves a race here today all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen. It's all been winding up to these moments here on the racetrack, as it always does. 1 second, 2 seconds is the gap. I don't know if Jakey's got enough in the tank, literally, to catch up to Petrolhead here right now. Hair Razor in third place. We've got Doug in fourth. As they come around, they're going to get another lap too. Bo Snipe is out of gas. Oh no. As he's coming into pit lane, he has to take fuel, and that is going to be devastating for his race. Pigham's is out of fuel as well. He's going to have to come for a splash and dash. Oh my. Here we go, Petrolhead. Oh, and he makes a mistake. He makes the mistake. Not quite as bad as Jakey did their last lap around. I don't think it's going to cost quite the amount of time that it did for Jakey, but oh, and Jakey's got the penalty. That is going to be the run for Jakey. It's going to be Petrolhead for the win here, unless something massively dramatic happens at this point. Petrolhead's going to bring this thing home. So we're going to stick on with our race later here, as that timer has ran out. We have just a couple cars coming across in front here. They will have their race finished up here. And it's going to be Petrolhead here to come around and take his first race win this season in the Radical Super Cup Round 1. Congratulations to Petro. We got Jakey coming around in second place, and boy, that was some pretty intense action here in the last 8-9 minutes of this race from these drivers. Hair Raiser under pressure from Doug here. Doug is closed right back up on Hair Raiser. It's just too little too late here for Doug, and Hair Raiser's just going to hold home there in third place. Doug's going to come around in fourth. That's going to leave Mike for a very strong fifth place finish, and consistency really paying off for this driver today. He didn't really have to do anything but race his race today, and he's going to bring it home in P5. So that's a good finish here for Mike as well today in the first round of the Radical Super Cup Series here at the Gran Turismo Racing Community. Oof, great finisher by Mike. Supra here, he's going to come around. It's going to be a top 6 for him as well. We got Bo in 7th place after the splash and dash. That's going to leave Piggums here in P9. And unfortunately, it didn't cost those drivers more positions, as these other drivers on the racetrack didn't get across that finish line in time before the timer ran out. So their race was done when they came around, when these drivers made their pit stops. It's going to be Action Jackson here in 9th, Type R in 10th. It's going to be Trone in 11th. It's going to be Sarah Puzzlement, in 12th. And Happy Pappy with a D and F here on the day. So congratulations to Petrolhead with the race win here today. Second place is Apex Racing's Jakey, and third place finisher is going to be, well, the Ghostbusters car to belonging to Hair Raiser there. So GG's by all the drivers, and tough racing out there. Tough racing out there in the Radical Super Cup Series here today. We've seen some pretty great battles, and we've seen some pretty great moments, and we've seen some pretty not so great moments in the eyes of some of these drivers, I'm sure, on the racetrack here today. But Road Atlanta proving to be exactly what we expected it to be here. Commentators' pick for the season for this series was Road Atlanta. So there we go. Round 1 in the books, ladies and gentlemen, and it didn't disappoint. That was a fun little race. We're just going to stay on Hair Raiser's car here. Just an absolute beauty. Go Ghostbusters. Favorite livery of the day definitely belongs to this man right here. It's just missing all the lights, and it would be a just bona fide Ghostbusters car, I'm telling you. This is... So, race win belongs to Petrolhead here today. And that's a GG's right there, ladies and gentlemen. So it is unofficially, of course, ladies and gentlemen. That gives the drivers time to file news reports and, well, do what they need to do if they feel like there is any reports that need to be sorted out by our stewarding staff here at the Gran Turismo Racing Community. Then from there, the stewards take a look at everything, assess their decisions, and then the drivers have a 24-hour window from that point to appeal if there's any need to do so, of course. So unofficially, ladies and gentlemen, it is VTX Petrolhead in first place. It's Apex Racing's Jakey in second, but holding fastest lap on the track with a 25.388. Hair Raiser is going to finish in third place, with Doug very close behind in fourth. Mike is going to finish in fifth place, with Supra behind him in sixth. Bo Snipe here in 7th place, and Piggums finishing behind him in 8th. Both those drivers having to make a little splash and dash on the way through to the end of the race there. Snozzer's going to finish in 9th place. Type R is going to finish in 10th. Trone's going to finish in 11th. Puzzlement is going to finish in 12th place, and Pappy is going to sit with a D and F here today. So all drivers met that requirements as far as the pit stops go, and everything is all A-OK squared away there. So good job to all our drivers on the racetrack here today from the GTRC. Great racing, y'all. King Kong smashing it again. Appreciate you, Nolander, my guy. Appreciate you. All right, so let's see what's happening here. I'm not even in Discord today. Look at me go. Unprepared streamer today. I gotta tell you. Discord doesn't want to open today. Like I said, that's the reason why I was late today, earlier today too. I am having some technical issues with my PC here today. I'm gonna have to take a look at it after the stream here and see what the heck is going on. But it is not responding, so I don't know what to do about that. I guess we may skip our podium interview part of the segment today because we can't get nothing to work properly. I'm surprised the stream held up as well as it did, to be honest, today. It looked like it held up really good. Hope everybody enjoyed the racing today. It's nice to see the GTRC back on screen. So a lengthy little mid-season break here from the GTRC. A little bit untypical, but just the way things happen. Physics update, Easter weekend, all these great things going on over the last couple of weekends. You know, push back the series an extra couple of weeks just to allow the drivers to get readjusted and make sure that, of course, we have great racing action on the big screen for everybody every time we go live here from the GTRC. So Radical Super Cup, a little interesting today. Some of the drivers still getting a grasp on the car. Some drivers clearly have a grasp on the car already. We've seen a great nothing. I can't get nothing to work. Just a second, chat. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my equipment today, but like I said, I'm just happy that the stream held up at least. So we're going to shut everything down. We're going to pull it all apart. We're going to give it a regular cleanup. It's about that time, I guess. Even though we just had it all apart, we didn't really clean it back up though. So we're going to yank the setup apart. We're going to clean everything up. We're going to get some, compressed air cans and do what we got to do and do a little bit of computer work here and see if we can't ease up some of the struggles the old equipment's having here today. So been noticing a little bit of a decline in my computer's performance over the last couple weeks. I just don't know what's causing it yet, but hopefully it's nothing too major. Maybe we just need an update or something to come in and fix it all up, or maybe I need to get to Windows 11. Maybe the case here, but whatever the case is, I do apologize for the no podium interviews. So what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is during our GT4 championships next weekend here at the GTRC. That'll be broadcast live from GT45 Gaming and Nolander Gaming on Facebook. Of course, Nolander take care of our amazing Pro-Am division here in the GT4 Championship Series. That will be round 7 of 12 too, ladies and gentlemen. So we start the second half of the season for the GT4 Championship, and then we can talk to our Radical winners then, because I believe all of our Radical guys are racing in the GT4 Championship as well. So we'll talk with our top 3 before we do our GT4 interviews next weekend, just to let these guys, talk about today's race and how it went and how it felt and blah blah blah, etc etc. Do what we do. But so Petrohead and Jakey and Hair Razor, we'll get an extra little moment in the spotlight next weekend from the broadcasters, just to let them talk about what happened here today. And I'll sort that out, of course, with the amazing Nolander and Gaming over there on Facebook before broadcast time next weekend. But a little bit of a dry race here today. Not too surprised, obviously, with the Radicals. They're a little bit of a handful to drive since the new physics update and the tire model changes and everything that's changed in the last update here at Gran Turismo. They've been a little more spicier to drive in a sense. They're a little more difficult under braking now compared to the way before they were pre-update. So some of the drivers still coming to grasp in terms of the cars, but it didn't take away from the great battles on the racetrack. That early race 15-minute battle between Hair Razor and Bow Snipe and Pigums was just absolutely fantastic to watch. It was more of a work together train than battle train, but when the drivers made mistakes, the other driver just moved into that driver's spot and they continued on down the way, and it provided a great opportunity for them to be in a chance to fight for podium at the end of the race. Hair Razor got around Doug based off a mistake late on in the race to get up into third place there, and then Doug challenging right down to the start finish line at the end of the race with a nose to tail finish for third and fourth place from Hair Razor and Doug Barrow as well. Now Doug Barrow is the champion from our BMW E30 series broadcast here the first half of the season, so congratulations to Doug Barrow on his mini championship series win in the first half of the season as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of these drivers respond in round 2 in 2 weekends time, and I can't remember which one that is. There's some good tracks in this lineup, and because I don't have Discord working right now, I can't even check the schedule for everybody, so bear with me. We'll have to get that information out through the socials to everybody, but we do appreciate everybody. We're going to make a little highlight video of the race, however, though, before the next broadcast, so we'll add a little fun in for everybody on that. But we appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and we missed you all here at GT45 Gaming. It was nice to get back on screen and hang out with y'all. We'll be back tomorrow, Sunday. We'll be back at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for a GT7 racing broadcast, and then we'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for a ECC PS5 broadcast as well. So lots coming tomorrow. So if you're not doing anything and you're wondering what you're going to do, pencil it into your schedule, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be live bringing great racing action at your screens tomorrow, and you don't want to miss this one tomorrow. 2 extremely good series coming up on Sunday from 2 extremely good leagues, and we'll let the racing speak for itself tomorrow. But we appreciate y'all. We'll be back next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. UK time for our GT4 Championship Round 7. And it's going to get interesting as the BOP changes now in the cars, the physics and the update changes in the tire models. Got to wait to see what manufacturers come out on top by the end of the season now. So a little bit of a wrench thrown in the works this season via Gran Turismo, but bad thing? I don't think so. So appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for coming in with those likes, those shares, the comments on the stream. Thank you everybody for the view time. We appreciate y'all. Don't forget to hit that like and that share if you haven't done so already. If you have, appreciate that extra level support. OGs, we love you and appreciate you. And stay tuned on GT45 Gaming for some announcements coming up. As I said, our 2-year mark is coming here on Facebook in just a couple weeks time. So what are we going to do? What do we have planned? Guess you have to wait and find out. But we'll talk to y'all very soon, and hope y'all enjoyed this great race from the GTRC Gran Turismo racing community. Also on that note, new logo going to be debuted very soon here, ladies and gentlemen, for the GTRC as well. During the off time, we have taken some time to do a little rebrand here at the GTRC, the Gran Turismo Racing Community, and we hope everybody enjoys what they see once we make that announcement. So that'll be done live before one of our races here at the Gran Turismo Racing Community. We're going to release that logo, and community voted this one in, so this was a community thing, and we hope everybody enjoys it. But we love y'all. Stay winning, and remember, folks, you all matter. We appreciate y'all, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Ciao for now.